10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL 1 New York qualifiers. We're now going into Europe. We have Ninjas in Pyjamas facing up against Vega Squadron, and it is, of course, going to be Blitz and I casting once again. We are also going to be joined by a good friend of ours, Fogged. What's going on, man?
Phantom Lancer.
Good evening.
Whoa. Oh, Jesus, you're loud. Hello.
Oh, am I loud?
No, you're okay. I got you. But hello.
Maybe it's your studio. You guys always have issues, it seems.
I don't know what you're talking about, Fogged. This studio runs like a goddamn machine, okay?
Honestly,
maybe it's just you guys that are the machines.
I don't understand how you're flaming our studio. Like, we take care of you, Fogged.
I'm kidding. Oh, God.
People.
Oh, God, Blitz is so evil. I forgot. Cap is all nice. Blitz is always calling me out.
Why? We're homies.
It's okay.
Don't flame.
That's why.
Yeah, I'm definitely the sugar in this relationship.
Yeah. Our co-casters just keep getting better. First we start with Bulba, which is like the worst shit ever. And then we get Zai.
Was that earlier?
Huh?
Was that earlier or yesterday?
It was earlier.
Oh, I'm so mad I missed that.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. And then we had Zai cast like 3 games. And Zai was hilarious, to be fair. He just has really dry Swedish humor. And then now
he once baited me into praising QO for a play, and then immediately just was like, nah, that was terrible.
Yeah, he was pretty funny. He kept it real. He called me a punk bitch, so
you got to keep that level of insults.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm not sure I can match up with Zai, but I'll try. He's a dank memer.
Yeah, he really is. He's got some sick memes.
He's one of the dankest. Okay, well, so let's talk about the draft, shall we, boys? Gyrocopter, Bounty Hunter for Ninjas in Pyjamas, Lina and Phantom Lancer now for Vega Squadron.
Very out of the ordinary.
Is it?
I was about to say, the only thing that maybe it's like the Phantom Lancer is maybe a little out of the ordinary, but everyone is big.
For Vega? No.
Well, yeah, the thing is everyone's ramping up on the PL. Remaining. Like he's gone from like 4th pick to 3rd pick. Now he's frequently seen as 2nd pick.
5 seconds remaining.
Pasha played it like I think 2 games yesterday, right?
Yeah.
He played that.
It's like their go-to hero for him. It's like backs against the wall. What do we give Pasha? Let's give him Phantom Lancer.
Strong hero. Very balanced.
Do you think he's overtaking Gyro? Or do you feel like Gyro's still too strong in the early game?
I think Gyro's still stronger. Much stronger early game.
Okay. How do you value Anti-Mage? Just as a counter pick?
I think he's a counter pick. I think he's good versus the int cores, like, you know, Darkseer, Storm, the obvious ones. He's okay versus Queen of Pain. Like, I see some people pick the AM versus the Quap, but I think it can go both ways.
Okay. And now we got a Storm Spirit. I kind of don't like Storm against Lina or PL. I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like PL actually, later on as the game goes on, when the Storm rolls in, the PL can just send like 2 illusions, and it's kind of tough for the Storm to deal with. I guess you've got Bounty Hunter though, right? And that synergizes really well with Storm. So if you just get like 1-to-1 pickoffs, you're probably doing okay.
Remaining.
Yeah, for sure. I just wonder if they're probably going to put the Lina mid this time. I saw Solo playing it most of their games, but versus Storm, it's just such a favorable matchup.
Reserve time.
Yeah, and I feel like they banned intentionally a lot of the mid heroes that do well against it. Like they banned out the Queen of Pain and the SF. And SF Radiant side, I feel like, is so strong against Storm.
Yeah, I agree. Because you don't even have to worry about too much your lane. You just double raise, walk out, and you're always kind of pressured as the Storm early levels. Because if you get hit by 2 raises, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think people understand that a lot. Like a lot of people assume that the Storm just kills the SF, but you do need a certain amount of mana, especially when your roll isn't that quick. Like you get raised once, you just die from the Q raise.
Yeah.
But Winter Wyvern is the pickup for Vega Squadron. Another hero that's really good against Storm. Like it just feels that Vega's lineup deals with it pretty well.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe this is an AM or
5
not for
seconds
NiP.
remaining.
What am I talking about? They already took PL2, so none of the cores can really be taken. It just depends, I guess, whether or not they want to run the Winter Wyvern as a or not the Winter Wyvern, the Lina as a support or a core.
Yeah. Usually it's like, I think Simo almost always plays the Wyvern. He sits around the mid lane and he just stacks and helps mid. That's kind of like his favorite way to play in the majority of these games. But it's actually weird to see that NiP let Wyvern out all the way to like the 4th pick, when yesterday I think they're banning it first 2 versus Empire.
Yeah, because it counters a lot of the playstyle that they want to go around. And probably more importantly than that,
5 seconds remaining.
it's weird to see a CM banned over the Winter Wyvern. Like, I don't see that very frequently.
Reserve time.
Yeah.
I assume this is just like a Vega Squadron thing.
I was pretty curious when I saw that, but I guess it's just a preference thing that they wanted to go to.
Okay.
Hanskin also plays such a beast disruptor. This guy is like one of my favorite disruptors to watch.
Who? Hanskin?
Hanskin?
Yeah, he's really good.
He's a really good player.
Do you know how to say Brown's name?
Jonas of him?
Jonas
you say?
Samfan.
Jonas.
I was close.
You were.
Jonas.
Ryu kept calling him Jonas, and I was like, no.
I mean,
You gotta get the yo.
that's just the English pronunciation of it.
I just called him Jonas when I met him, so.
Yeah. He's fine with Jonas, I think, so.
Do you know how to pronounce Blue's name?
Radiant team pick.
Is it something weird?
It is. That's why he asked you.
It's not Sima, obviously.
No, it's something... Oh, I always forget it. Because it doesn't make sense in my weird Asian American brain.
Do you think differently than the rest of
It's
us?
like
Blitz?
Kuma or whatever?
10
fuck, I
seconds
can't remember.
remaining.
Too many variations of names. I already get stuck
5
with Yoku
seconds
and
remaining.
Havost. I'll figure it out again, though. Alright, so Vega, you
Reserve
anticipate
time.
that Lina being the mid lane?
Let me see what other heroes are left. I would assume so, but I guess it's still pretty like left in the air. You can't really tell too much.
Yeah, I don't know. Take an AA. That's the hero. Ancient Apparition is always the hero. I'm in love with that as a support nowadays.
I actually saw the Winter Wyvern AA like combo for the first time like yesterday, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
That Wyvern just hits for 150 from downtown.
It's insane, right? And then you can always come back into the game with AA plus Lina. But it actually does look like a Lina support again for solo. It feels like Vega really value it as a support for solo.
Am I still
Jonas?
very loud? I feel still very loud.
No.
Okay.
What do you feel about Jonas? Like, Jonas still plays the heroes that you don't see offlaners play. Like, he plays the Mag, the Legion Commander, the Axe.
I mean, that's just like what he likes to do. So it fits him. He makes a lot of space even when he's playing all those heroes. Who's playing with their keys? I keep hearing keys.
Oh, my bad. I fidget so much.
Blitz is constantly doing something.
Yeah, I can't actually... Casting's the worst. Like, I can't just... You have to see me how I sit. Like,
Casting's the worst.
Because I can't just, like, sit there.
TI caster.
No, but I mean...
Casting's the worst.
I fidget. I'm like a very active fidgeter.
seconds
Does that make
remaining.
sense, Yanis? Like, I can't just sit still and
5
watch a game.
seconds remaining.
I'm
TI was
fidgeting.
hell for me.
I'm fidgeting right now as well, no worries.
Yeah. Because I want to play Dota when I see it.
Okay, support Lina.
Did you watch the games yesterday?
I didn't catch all of them. I caught the end of the crazy game.
That was pretty absurd.
It was like small mistakes lost them the game. I was like, oh no, that's gotta be the worst feeling ever. But they played pretty spectacular, so.
Yeah, that was such a big comeback from them in the first place.
Yep, absolutely. That team fight was just all over the place. Hanskin just glimmers and gets like a perfect Fiend's Grip off and stuff.
But we are now underway. This is where Cap will introduce stuff for us.
Yeah, that's me. I'm doing it. I got it. I might have just fixed our right ear problem.
Oh,
God,
really?
I'm so good. I'm fixing the studio left and right, guys. We'll soon be a tier 1 studio. Just you wait.
Are we, though?
All right. We got Ninjas with Pyjamas facing up against Vega Squadron. Let's start with NiP, shall we? We've got Era. Gyrocopter Limp's going to be playing the Storm Spirit. Hanskin's going to be playing the Bounty Hunter. And Seal Kid's actually going to be on the Disrupted this time around. Jonas Umfan will lead things out with the Magnus. On Vega Squadron, we got Sam
30
Slayer.
seconds to
On
battle.
Winter Wyvern, Solo is going to be on the Lina, no one on the Wind Ranger, Mag playing the Darkseer, and Pasha on Phantom Lancer.
Look at Solo's items. He's got some some carry items.
You didn't see this? He did the exact same thing yesterday.
Did he really?
Yeah, he just gets a null talisman and then he becomes a core.
It's basically like what you do with like that techies build. You go to the offlane with those items and you pick up your nulls.
The battle
That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty legit.
Is Yonosafan going for... Okay.
I think he was waiting, but
Yeah.
then just didn't see the opportunity.
Yeah. Thinking about the skewer play.
Yeah.
All right.
So we got a pretty interesting ward coming out for Dire. You see that hill ward for the mid lane? Just for the vision.
Oh, okay. Does that give you Alright, I'm gonna check actually right now. It does. It gives you... That actually gives you really good vision and it's hard to deward.
Oh.
There's actually, if you cut the tree, that's actually one of the spots that people would do. If you cut the tree right above it and you put it right there, that one, it gives you actually a really good vision upwards and everything as well.
Oh,
Dang.
so it'll even cut into like that area?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
People haven't placed that one actually. At least I haven't seen it in quite a long time. I think last time I saw it was TI2 when someone cut that tree and actually used it.
Mm-hmm.
Ages ago.
All right, so Yonosafan actually got what looks to be a pretty good block off. Creep Equilibrium. It's okay for him. This lane, even though it's a dual lane, it's going to be kind of dangerous. You got the slow of the lance leading into the light strike array.
We saw this lane actually against the Phoenix from Bunnick yesterday, and he actually got obliterated. But it looks like Jonas is having a much better time. Oh, they're making the move right now for Solo. He's Orb of Venomed up too, but I don't think they can commit for this.
Yeah, if they would have gone, they would have skewered early. I think they could have just...
Limp's getting gone on mid right now.
Oh yeah, slowed down. No one has the power shot. If he lands it... Oh, it landed it, but it's still not a kill. Limp able to just bottle it out.
Limp able to rush that early bottle because he did the circlet build rather than the null. Or the mantle.
I think you have to do that build nowadays against most of the heroes. Like, there's only about 2 or 3 heroes that I don't do that against, and most of them are just melees.
Mm-hmm.
It pretty much saved his life there, because he didn't even end up using one of his shared tangos at all, and he had his bottle out so early and he was using it, so there's actually potential that he would have died. But he is having quite some trouble in the lane.
Yeah, it's okay though, because I think this top lane is going pretty well. Like, the Darkseer is being zoned out pretty hard. And Mag is still only level 2 with almost nothing. Like, he's already pretty much going back to base.
Solo's in trouble this time.
Yeah, they pop the mango. Solo trying to back himself out. He knows the skewer could come in order to finish him off, but they don't even need it. They're going to turn around. First blood is picked up. Hanskin gets that one in exchange for the Magnus.
I think that's a worthwhile trade. You trade your offlaner for first blood.
Yeah, definitely. They're interfering with the PL's farm slightly as well, just being down there, just being in his face. Oh no, Mag just ported to the top tower and got glimpsed back.
We say no.
I saw it
Poor
happening.
guy. When you say Mag, I was like, wait, Yonosafan
Yeah, I
on
was
the
like-
same team, what?
I was really confused.
Yeah, sorry, Darkseer.
Oh man, how do they still not have... Again, what is the situation where like bounty hunters are just sitting on the offlane and teams just aren't picking up dust early on?
Well, because you don't, especially with the way that Solo built, there's no way they can afford it. Like, they can't afford sentries plus the ward plus dust and courier.
Right.
And because Solo it's kind of like a conundrum, because I think Solo has to sit in this lane, right, Fog? He can't just like pull and stack and get his own farm, because then they just harass the PL. So he's never going to get the money for it.
Yeah. Also, Hanskin was body blocking the pull earlier. He actually committed a sentry if they did decide to pull now.
What do you guys think about the Darkseer? Like Mag's choice of build, he actually went for the Stout Shield rather than the recipe of Soul Ring, which obviously dramatically slows down his Ion Shell spamming. Ooh, the regeneration picked up by the Bounty Hunter. Immediately takes damage though. We'll get out.
I think going for the Stout Shield, I think it's meant for him to be able to like trade up hits and get in the face, but I don't think it's worth it this game because the Disruptor and the Gyrocopter is such a strong combination, and it actually can deal with the Darkseer. Like, if you get glimpsed back when you go for the Surge, you probably just die to the Rocket Barrage. So I think it's better for him to just have gone for the quick soul ring, so he can just push the lane up, and if he can't really disrupt the lane, just go to the jungle.
Yeah. It's nice that, like I said, Sima tends to do this with most of his heroes. He just was stacking the jungle and sitting on mid lane, so...
Oh, they still have the skewer. That wasn't even needed. They get the free pick off on Pasha in the bottom lane. Hanskin picked up his level 3, and with that big shuriken nuke, they easily get the kill.
I'm gonna try to fix my mic for 1 second. Okay. It sounds like I'm underwater. I was just listening to it.
Top tower is under attack.
Odd.
That's such a big pick off, though, because we saw Pasha yesterday just get pretty much a free lane, and he was able to do whatever he wanted. But in this game, it's fairly significant when this gyrocopter has so much space, and your Storm Spirit isn't even doing bad, and you're committing a lot to trying to stop him with the Winter Wyvern being over here. And PL, we saw it time and time again. He's a hero that does need some space on the map, and the laning phase is usually where he gets it. It's fairly significant that Jonas is just being able to spam him out. He's got a bottle now too, so things don't really get easier from this point on.
Oh, wow, look at that shackle shot. Managed to latch together Limp as well as Hanskin. Gets the kill, and no one doesn't even take any damage in the process. Great pickup there. And the top lane will be taken by Era. So trade-offs on both sides.
That was so weird, because I didn't actually think no one would have the damage for it with that one hit. But he has such early damage with the Magic Wand fully completed and the Null Talisman, and he's actually had a much better time of it when it comes to runes. And on top of that, it's not like Limp... I think Limp actually in that position has to just go back.
Pasha has to jump over the cliff, is successful. He's still gonna go. Oh, Pasha dodged it. That was close.
That was blind on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Pasha could have seen him at the last second there, and the mag had no idea. Like, he just guessed.
Alright, well, hopefully it's better.
I'm sure it'll be fine, Yannis.
Yeah, but the good thing is that what they're doing bottom is, you know, of course they got a couple kills and stuff and they're pressuring, but they forced the PL to actually go for a bottle, which I don't think is very optimal. I've seen some people do it, but I don't particularly like it. I feel like it just slows you down a lot.
If you are feeling so much pressure in the laning phase, what's the best way for the Phantom Lancer to really speed up his farm? Is it through, like, jungling?
I mean, what he's doing is fine right now. They can't just, like, leave the lane.
Yeah.
The bottle is pretty much necessary at this point. And Solo.
Oh, Solo gets hit by the double nukes. You know, some fun is actually out of mana, so Pasha may commit for this kill. Another 2 seconds, and he'll have the Lance. They do have Seal Kid rather coming in. The Lance isn't enough damage, and now Pasha's in some serious trouble. Has enough for a Doppelganger, but there's still the glimpse that's going to bring him all the way back, and Pasha's dead.
Wow. 2 deaths so
Beautiful
quickly.
rotation.
Yeah.
So this aggro dual lane is causing so much work, and they're actually getting a lot of levels. Hanskin's level 5 by 7.5 minutes in. They could get that track in the next 2 or 3 minutes. They could really start getting a big lead over Vega.
Yeah, I feel like Vega's going to be in trouble on there. The supports are going to have a hard time finding levels now.
No one. Where is he going with this Gloves of Haste? Is this a Midas, or is he going Maelstrom?
He's actually going Maelstrom.
Yeah, Maelstrom has fallen off quite a bit, but...
It's okay, because it kind of lets you farm pretty quickly, and it's a really quick build-up, but I don't like it as much as the Aghanims, just because the Ags usually provides you with enough. And Limp is actually going to get spotted out by Solo. This might force the rotation. But I guess he just feels comfortable getting it at this phase of the game.
Yeah.
Like, he's farming so well right now. He has 57 CS. He should be the highest net worth in the game. If you take a look, yeah, like 400. I guess the biggest problem right now for Vega is their Phantom Lancer. And their biggest strength right now is that the Wind Ranger is having such a free lane mid.
Oh, Harpy. Being threatened there, Jonas has to skewer back. He will be able to get away. Pasha's actually out of mana, though. Is Jonas oh, he has no more bottle charges. And Hanskin, even if he does get spotted out here, no mana left means no offensive possibilities for Vega.
So now Era goes to the jungle with his Mask of Death, and they give Seal Kid the lane for a bit as Disruptor.
Their supports
Isn't
are
it
getting
so natural
much.
just to call the Disruptor Hanskin? Because it's
I almost did.
you've seen him a billion times play the Disruptor, and he's so well known for it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Their supports are
Dire's
getting so much
structures are
levels though on
fortified.
the side of NiP. Like you've already got a level 6 Disruptor, and usually when you see that, the bounty is going to be quite under leveled. But because of how many kills he's been a part of, like already 4, all 4 of the kills, he's almost level 6 too.
I think they're trying to bait out no one to go for the tier 1 tower. Now they're going to jump him. He has the wind run activated, but a glimpse back, and they still have the ultimate of the Disruptor if necessary. No one actually gets a cold embrace, but he wants the tower. That's what he really wants. He uses his last dying breath to try and go for it, but the deny is still there. And now the RP brings back the Winter Wyvern. This is going to be a double. No response from Vega Squadron. They lose the tower. 2 heroes go down as well, and this now puts the Bounty Hunter up to level 6.
It's just crazy. It's not. I mean, it's a lot due to the bounty hunter, but the fact that Jonas can just go make space like this for his team is unbelievable. Because you're looking at the Darkseer, and he's just, just farming, and he's not really able to put pressure at all or do anything.
Radiant's top tower
Magnus
is
already
under
has
attack.
500 gold. On top of that, he's just created so much space for his team, like you said. And this Phantom Lancer, as a result, is nowhere near where he needs to be in net worth. Like if
Dire's
you're
bottom tower
the
is
Phantom
under
Lancer, you're going to
attack.
be thinking to yourself, I've got to be quite far behind. And he's committed a lot of his net worth, too, to items that he doesn't really want. Like you said, the bottle. Like that's 700 net worth, that doesn't really mean much for you.
But it's needed, unfortunately.
Yeah. When he gets spammed out like this, especially.
Yeah. And just same thing, Darkseer just, farming the jungle, taking the stacks from his team, but not really able to help.
Solo's
Yeah, I
moving
feel-
around.
I feel like that's kind of like the power of the gyro, though. I was gonna say it before the draft, is like, when you have this like Darkseer and the other team has like a gyro, and if their short lane goes well, the Darkseer is just not, you can't even like send a support up there to help the Darkseer to pressure a gyro because it's a gyro. So then Darkseer just goes and farms jungle, and like what you're seeing now is NiP is basically able to just do whatever kind of they want, and Vega's trying to just recover at this point.
You've got 3 arcane boots now too on the side of an IP. And these are items that it's pretty underrated, especially with the storm and a mag. They're pretty much not going to have any issues when it comes to fights early game. And this Magnus just continues to farm.
Radiant's top
Middle
tower
lane.
is under attack.
Bit of push forward here from Limp with that haste rune, just trying to keep back the Wind Ranger. Meanwhile, Era is aggressively pushing forward that top lane, assuming that no one's really going to be able to challenge him.
They can't really. Their supports are so under-leveled right now. Like, if they had a level 6 Winter Wyvern, I could see them being able to get kills, but that guy doesn't even have boots yet.
Yeah.
Like, think about the flip side. You've got NiP who has 2 arcane boots on both their supports. You've got a level 6 bounty hunter who will just continue to snowball with these ganks. And meanwhile, Solo has a null talisman, and this Winter Wyvern still doesn't have boots or is level 6. Like, that's a level 8 disruptor right now. That's got to be really over leveled, right? Fogged as a support.
Yeah, that's insane how high level he is. Usually you'd be getting your level 6 right now is pretty average, I would say. It's a little bit late, but being level 8 at this point with arcanes,
That's the dream.
that's pretty much the dream right there.
Darkseer already has the mech, so this will give them a little bit more fighting power. But again, they just probably want to stay away from fights right now because of the Bounty Hunter, but at the same time, they can't afford to let the Storm Spirit Bounty Hunter pick them off constantly.
Yep.
So how
Hanskin's
much...
able to just give lots of information in the jungle the whole time too.
Yeah. Pasha's gonna complete the Boots of Travel soon. Do they play this maybe a little bit more like 4 Protect 1, where they run like 4 heroes very aggressively? Especially as soon as they get that Winter Wyvern to level 6, and they just like try and find initiations on NiP while they give PL the extra space?
I mean, kind of, but at the same time, they have to be super careful because if fight goes poorly, they're
Yeah.
fighting into track. So, and track with disruptor is pretty nice. You just get free glimpses all day.
Well, with the Boots of Travel, maybe Pasha can even join them for some of these fights.
I think it'd be a viable strategy if it wasn't for the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
But their lineup is kind of centered around getting into these fights. Because it's not even like their supports can play really greedy this game. Hey, maybe this Lina can, but we're used to seeing Solo have a Yule Scepter in like the next 2 or 3 minutes. And he's just been shut out because he's had to deal so much with that bottom lane. And on top of that, most of the stacks have been devoted to this Darkseer, who's had to do it just to catch up back in the game. But they've got this mech up, and I almost kind of feel Yanni's is as though they have to fight because they've got the mech on the Darkseer. It's not the most scaling offlaner. And on the flip side of it, you've got Arrow who just continues to farm in a Storm Spirit that'll eventually get a Bloodstone.
Yeah, I think you kind of do. Like you're saying, they have the mech up. They might as well, like, they know Mag doesn't have a blink at least right now, so they might as well try to like force something. But like I said, they have to be pretty careful. Once the tracks start getting thrown out, it's so dangerous. But yeah, they put all 3 of their wards in the bottom lane, so I'm... Alright, so they have vision there. Now they want to get some vision into the enemy jungle, and they're running in there with 3 heroes. Pretty curious.
Looks like they're gonna be able to sandwich Seal Kid. Runs into Mag, chases him away right into the waiting hands of no one, who will hit the shackle shot next to the trees. Pretty quick and easy kill, even the TP being cancelled. But that was a smoke, and all they got was a support. Looks like Eric's not going to waste any time. He's not going to try and wait for a tower dive. He's actually going to head down to do his Ancient stack.
Yep, and that's, you know, you lost the Disruptor. Sure, it's a high-level Disruptor, so it's not too bad of a kill, but committing a lot of space. The one nice thing they get out of it is an aggressive ward down, and they're able to pressure the top.
Solo's dead. They got Lim coming in. He managed to get off the Laguna Blade, but Pasha can't do anything with that one. The RP, just to make sure they get a secondary kill. That is a double. And that was also 2 track kills as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Where's my fight recap? There it is.
That's what I was waiting for, too.
Dire's top tower.
So
900 gold to bounty.
That's so ridiculous. That's going to pump up, like, they're supposed to have this mech advantage with the Darkseer. But
I mean,
now with the mech coming in on Bounty Hunter pretty quickly after all this track gold.
They went for the gank at top, and that was a really good idea, because I think they took the tower at the same time. But you have to at least have your Darkseer there, readily available. Like, Solo actually can't step out by himself anymore. That's the main thing, is that he's just not one of those supports that I think can really afford to play by himself. Like, Alina isn't one of those heroes that has some sort of like catch ability or a way to turn around the fight, right? Like, if you're playing a Disruptor and you overextend and you mess up and you accidentally stack and then he gets his ultimate off, everything can change. But I don't think the same possibility exists with Alina. So it's either the Winter Wyvern has to be with her, or they have to be ready to 5-man instantly.
Yeah. At least the Wyvern's about to be picking up his boots finally. That is not the dream.
He's getting kind of... I mean, he's had to buy like sentries to deal with Hanskin, and he's had to buy dust and smokes. It's like, this isn't the easiest life for him.
Definitely not. Jonas getting pretty close to that blink, 500 gold off.
Radiant's bottom tower
Storm
is
Spirit pretty
under
close to
attack.
that Bloodstone. And Era's just farming. He's gonna have his S and Y. Pretty scary.
And they're gonna just continue to stack up Ancients. Pasha, all he's got is a Bracer right now, working towards that drums after the Boots of Travel. It's been a rough life for him. No one is this BKB, or is this Aghanim Scepter, and he just went Ogre Club first?
I don't know.
I guess it could be either, honestly.
Yeah.
It might have to be a BKB, which would be really unfortunate. But I don't think he wants to do that. I think it's just the Ogre Club into the X.
Even with what's going on right now, I think that going for the Aghanim Scepter is just so much more efficient. Like, there's nobody on NiP that can really burst you.
For now.
Yeah. Eventually it'll start getting scary. Especially when the Blink Dagger comes out on Jonas, which is just about now. And he's about to hit level 11 too.
I don't know what Solo can really like do. Right now he's just trying to farm and recover.
Pasha forced into the Doppelganger, but he is away.
Yeah. NiP wants to keep some aggression up. Well, you know, Era just does his own thing, but he actually might have to be careful here.
He's got a ward position pretty aggressively. He's going to turn around. He's actually going to try and fight this one. He's got the rocket barrage. He's got a lot of stats. Vacuum back. Still going to keep on going, though. The Winter's Curse. Everyone from Vega joins this party to be able to take down the gyrocopter. This does leave the bottom lane completely exposed, but Vega Squadron are happy. They've taken out the farmer of NiP and are still in a good position to make a trade-off.
I think he could have ran.
Yeah, absolutely.
He probably didn't anticipate the Winter.
Yeah, the Winter and then the Phantom Lancer joining in with the Boots of Travel.
I think if it was only 2 there, he actually could have killed the Darkseer in time.
Yeah.
But this probably isn't even that bad because they're not going to lose. There's no way they lose the tier 2 tower at top, and they're going to get a tier 1 for it. And they've still got track. Like at all times they've got track. And now they've got a Blink Dagger on their Magnus and a Bloodstone completed on their Storm once this tower hits. So item timing wise, they're all coming out at about the same time.
Uh-oh. There's a glimpse. Just out of range.
Oh no, can't quite get it. Maybe with Limp pulling him back, they'll be able to get a glimpse back. Light Strike Array misses, but oh, what a shackle shot. Now they're turning around Focus Fire with the Laguna Blade easily picking up that kill. And the Static Storm from Seal Kid does nothing. Vega Squadron start running over NiP. They picked up a second kill. Hanskin gonna be a third one as they get a really good Splinter Blast off the Winter Wyvern. And now they'll take back control of this tier 2 tower, which should have been a guaranteed defense. NiP overextend themselves.
The Storm used his entire mana pool, and probably the worst part is that Jonas was right behind him. Like, if Jonas gets any sort of RP there, they can probably win that fight.
It was just a little bit too much of an overextension. And that was beautiful Shackle, of course.
Oh, that's brutal.
That gives our PL drums plus another 1,000 golds. Does he start working towards the defusal now, or does he go like Yasha and continue to try and focus on farm?
I think
probably Yasha.
Yeah, Yasha just increases your farm by so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a huge series of events though. They pick off Era, they get like 3 free kills, and they get a tower and another aggressive ward down. That's everything Vega needed to get back into the game.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes, it's been a 4,000 gold swing and like 6,000 experience.
They're looking for it at bottom though. This could be huge.
They lead with the RP, they'll easily be able to get this kill, or maybe, do they have extra lockdown? Oh, the Winter's Curse locks down the other 3. Seal Kid still has a glimpse, but with the rest of Vega Squadron here, they're ready to fight this one. They get the Static Storm onto Pasha, but Seal Kid, he's got no more damage. The rest of his team is running away. Seal Kid is going to be left to bite the dust.
What is going on?
They thought they had the easy kill.
That? What happened?
Radiant's middle tower is
he wasn't anywhere nearby.
I was like looking for the Storm and I just didn't see him.
You think they should have just committed the Static Storm at the same time and all-ined it?
Oh, don't tell me.
Probably, but that's something hard you have to hard decision to make right there on the spot.
Limp comes back in. Light Strike Array lands on Limp though. They're able to lock him in. Still though, he has enough ball lightning to get out. Mag surges himself up. Hanskin, who TP's in, immediately gets dusted up, shackled, and dies once again.
3-2-2.
They're gonna lose this
Lots of mistakes, but Vega's capitalizing on them really well. Seema's actually had pretty much perfect positioning those last 2 engagements.
The no boots warrior is able to do it with just his positioning.
It's also his wards are actually very good on the map right now. You see, he puts no river wards or anything. He puts all these deep lane wards. And no one actually did go for the BKB on the Windrunner.
I guess he thinks he just doesn't want to throw away his lead, and probably the only way that he's gonna die is either to the gyro or the during the disruptor ulti.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense.
I mean, he's playing pretty flawlessly on that Windrunner.
He goes hacks next, right, though? Right?
Yeah.
It's got to be... You're going to start lacking damage if you don't.
I think
he hasn't really needed the blink to land the 2-man shackles yet, so...
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The blink dagger is really valuable against certain heroes like Storm Spirit, but as you said, he's been doing it without.
It's okay right now because the Storm has to worry so much about zipping into the Winter's Curse. And then on top of that, the Phantom Lancer just throws like 1 lance, and it makes the fight like nearly impossible for him to follow up on. And he has to worry about that at all times, and
they know.
Vega haven't given up any track kills for like the last 5 minutes, and they've just done such a good job of grouping because they realize the only way that NiP can really snowball off of this game is if they get the individual kills using track. They haven't really given them the opportunity.
Long jump in, no one. Oh, limp.
Very close.
He either didn't get the electric vortex off in time, or he was out of mana as he zipped by.
Seema is also doing something. He did something really smart. He bought a gem now, right after they got that like advantage. A little bit of momentum. He gets a gem up, gonna clear out their jungle, see what he can do with it.
When do you usually get one as a support? Like, when do you usually find the best timing to be?
I actually, personally, I think I don't buy gems enough half the time when I'm playing. I'm like, man, I really think I should buy a gem right now, and I'm like, man, it's so risky, you know? And you don't end up getting it, and then you look back at the game, and you're like, oh man, I should have got that gem. It's basically like either if you're really far behind, you can get one, or as soon as you get like a momentum advantage, which is what they just basically got. Close to the career snipe.
Yeah. Alright, so no one's going to start working towards that Aghanim Scepter. That being said, PL did go for the early damage and fighting build with the Diffusal Blade rather than the Yasha.
You've got a Blink Dagger now on Mag though, on this Darkseer. And if he wants, he can also get the Guardian Greaves. And they're starting to really stack up on items. Like Solo's about to get his Yule Scepter too. And this is the momentum that you were talking about that's starting to shift. The Bounty Hunter and the Disruptor at one point were so far ahead of the enemy 2 supports, but especially with the way the last 3 fights have gone, it's been kind of brutal, but it can turn around just as quickly again. And they actually know that Hanskin's there.
Yeah, with the gem, they're able to spot him out. Hanskin is going to try and use the extra track movement speed to get away. The rest of his team is coming in. NiP, they're going to be able to lock down Limp, but oh no, he's been hit by the Winter's Curse. And now that ultimate of the Static Storm isn't going to do enough to finish off Pasha. So he turns it around, but he runs into the Gyrocopter ultimate. Now he's gone too far. Now NiP backing up. Oh, what a nice shackle shot on the Limp. RP, it saves him. Limp is going to be able to get away just at the last half second. No one misses the power shot. And now he's going to be locked in. Cold Embrace actually saving him. Era just isn't dishing out enough damage in time. Steel Kid, shackle shot, landing again. Unbelievable Laguna Blade. They take out the Storm Spirit. Era sure to fall here as well. The Bloodstone heals him up, but it's not going to be enough. Oh my god, he picks up 2 kills before the end. At the last half second, the battery assault. It does the work, but in the end, it is going to be a 5-for-4 exchange.
What was that shackle?
It looked very strange.
Like he came in from like the bottom and it hits them sideways. Like that did not look right to me, but if that was track, NiP even with that 4 for 5 win that pretty handily. But because they were able to get the Bounty Hunter out of the way pretty quickly, that's definitely an advantageous team fight for them. Especially with the amount of XP that Solo's just gotten. Like that's a level 12 Lina all of a sudden that has a Yule Scepter. Like
he's rich. He actually, him and Seema were just sitting in the trees that entire fight, just throwing their nukes. I think Seema threw like 4 Splinter Blasts. Lina threw like 4 or 5 Dragon Slaves. But the nice thing for NiP is that at least Era came up at the end and got like a few cleanup kills because he finished up his BKB and got 1400 gold on top of it.
Oh wow. Yeah, that could have been all the better if he had actually had his BKB going into that fight. No one certainly proved the strength of that one when he had the BKB going and he got cold embraced.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They were able to keep him alive for so long.
They're going for the Roshan right now. They're checking it. But I don't actually know how you go for this. I think NiP, if they have the RP up pretty soon, they can probably take this fight. Yeah, they do.
They're trying to run him down, but their gem is the last one there. So Hanskin's actually able to get away because now they see him. He ran back in. Oh no.
They stopped chasing him too because they just assumed. And he thought they were still on his trail.
Now the Yule Scepter forced into the BKB here. Era quickly turns. Limp is going to be able to catch Solo with the ultimate on top. Looks like they'll take him down, but still the Focus Fire is forcing Era away. He now returns, waiting on Yonosampan to be able to hit the ultimate. Limp looking for Pasha right now. He does have so much with the Diffusal Blade, but the Skewer comes in. RP locking down 2. Aaron now comes in with Mag was also there too. Think about 3-man vacuum, but still not enough. The wall, they're able to get away. NiP barely survived through that, and they managed to take out Pasha, which was so key.
Dire's middle tower is
Did
under attack.
Darkseer misclick the Glimmer Cape there?
I think so, and I think the biggest thing is that he blinks into the RP, right?
Yeah. I think he could have like just walked up and he could have just walked up and Glimmer,
again.
perhaps, but he was just trying to help his teammate with the mech, I'm pretty sure, or something.
Yeah, that timing was pretty split second. Like, if he doesn't get RP'd with that, then maybe there's potential for him to actually turn it around by casting the vacuum wall. That might have been enough for the Phantom Lancer to get his doppelganger off, but as it stands...
Man, Era clears through that Ancient stack so quickly.
Wait, he has so much net worth right now?
Yeah, he's gotten very big. The last fight was quite good for him. He's had Ancient stacks the whole entire time, which he doesn't waste any time on thanks to Empower. Like, he clears through it with one flat cannon shot quite easily. So
I think
he's
he
gonna
got some
have an
streaks
MKB.
from that bottom fight, because he got a lot of gold, even though I think he only got 2 kills.
The XP was probably one of the more important things too, because he was like the last living member of his team. So he actually just got like power leveled off of that.
Solo caught once again. He has Yule Scepter, but there's no way out of this situation. Unless Yoda some fun. Skewer top him. Ooh. They were going to try and throw out the Laguna Blade. Even then, it would have been a waste. Limp would have survived. And now that Orchid is coming in all the faster for Storm Spirit.
They're not getting track kills though, is the only downside. Like, that's such a positive for Vega. If like half of these were track kills, you would see like a 3-4k net worth the other way.
And because of that, Onskin still does not have that mech, which I think like 10 minutes ago I was talking about how with all the track kills they were getting, he was going to have a fast one.
It's actually insane how he doesn't.
Yeah.
He
Every
was
single
so
fight, he
farmed.
just seems to be the first one picked off. Because he's always trying to scout for them.
Value gem purchase.
Oh, yeah.
No one almost finishing up his eggs.
Oh, he's got level 3 focus fire as well.
Yep.
Pasha's
Orchid
item
finished.
progression is kind of slowed down though, which is good for NiP. And
Yeah, he died both engagements.
Yeah, they always... It seems like they just focus him over everybody else in these fights. Because they're like, no matter what happens, we just can't let the PL be the last one alive in these engagements for him to just get free XP and levels.
Real quickly, am I reading this correctly? There is no advantage once you get Aghanim Scepter to having level 1, 2, or 3 focus fire, right? So if you go like Aghanim Scepter first, what's the point of getting levels in it? Am I just missing something? Like all that
No,
goes
you're
up.
missing something. There's still damage reduction. It's 30, 15, 0.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. My bad.
I was like, really?
I was like, what the hell? All right. It's been a long day. I'm gonna leave it up to that.
I was so confused for a second, Cap.
Yeah, that's me, guys.
I mean, focus fire is just such a good spell compared to what it used to be. It used to be like, what, 300 mana? Now it's 120.
Yeah, and it used to take a bit of an animation. Right?
Yeah.
It was fairly useless, like in the past. Like that Aghanim's change alone made her such a useful hero. You could just run her as such a strong core.
9 Bloodstone charges for Storm Spirit now. And they're going to have NKB for Era. At this point, you're probably looking smoke and get pick off, right? Then go for Roshan.
Looks like Vega's trying to do that.
Yeah.
They have DD Windrunner.
Oh, that'd be huge if they found somebody, but I don't think they will.
Double damage.
I'm sure he's going to shackle them all together anyway.
That really seems to be what's changing these fights the most, is those shackles.
Yeah.
Like his shackles have just been so effective this entire game, and
Oh, big battle
they're gonna
incoming.
run into each other.
Right into the cliff area. This is going to be so dangerous, no one. First one out. Shackle shot actually
he
misses.
misses this time.
Dyer's middle
They've got the
tower.
glimpse.
Nobody wants to make the fight.
Yeah, they're going to be able to glimpse him back. He actually pops a BKB. Still, Eric gets a really great ultimate and starts throwing out some of those flat cannon shots, but they're locking him down so much. These Winter's Curse is
need the
actually
RP.
making sure there's no one that can get onto him. Jonas Upon still waiting for that RP, but
they
it's
need
going to be
the
too
RP.
late. Limp is gone. Now the rest of NiP know they have to mass TP out. Hanskin barely ahead of that vacuum from Mag. Vega Squadron win 2 cores off of that right in front of the Roshan pit. Easily able to do Roshan.
That was really ambitious by Era, though. They had the high ground advantage, and he just ran down. Even though they know he's gonna glimpse, and the only way that he gets out of that glimpse is if he BKBs. And he just ran down. That was really weird positioning by him there.
If
I
he
don't know
doesn't
what
run
to
down,
blame,
doesn't-
but I guess he just jumped and got bursted down.
If he doesn't run down, don't they just reset the fight? Like they wait, he BKBs, And then they can go for the Roche fight for sure.
Dire's middle
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
I think he thought that Jonas was gonna go in or something while Limp went in. I think it was just miscommunication there.
Bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower
Now the push
is under
uphill.
attack.
Focus fire making short work of these towers. We've got another 15 seconds until the gyrocopter's up. That's
Dire's
easily enough
structures
time
are
for no one to
fortified.
finish off this tier 3. Oh, never mind, another glyph. So they'll just back up. They don't want to try and chance it.
At what point do you think, like, how does NiP kind of get back into this game? Because they've lost so much control. Do you think it's just through the bounty track? Like, they just haven't been able to get any track kills, though.
Their team fights are just going completely wrong, really. I think if they just get like one good team fight, it could change the entire game. It's just like the ults are not being coordinated very well. Like one of the fights, it was a static storm on a BKB. The other fight, you know, they RP'd and then they got cursed turnaround instantly. So I think if they just, you know, get their spells off more properly in better positions, they're gonna easily win these fights. They still just have to watch out for the, of course, vacuum curse combo. You gotta keep an eye on those. It's really the vision that's gonna win these fights, probably, actually.
Radiant structures are
I think at some point, too, NiP have to pick up a gem of their own. There's the Glimmer Capes really make things difficult, especially for the Storm Spirit, because you want to pop heroes like the Winter Wyvern immediately, but he's got a Glimmer Cape, and with that gem, he just makes these fights so difficult for them to take, and it limits the effectiveness of the Orchid too. Like, he can't just immediately go in, pop somebody, get out.
Vega Squadron cooping up again. We now have a Shadow Blade for Jonas Fan. So maybe this will give him the opportunity to get that big RP.
It's a very expensive smoke.
Glimmer Cape up on both are on the Winter Wyvern now. So Winter Wyvern and Darkseer both Glimmers. They have Guardian Greaves as well.
And Lena almost has Aghanim Scepter. And level 3 ultimate, actually.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they have no Glimmer Capes on the side of
Radiant's middle
NiP.
tower has fallen.
They just can't afford them. Their supports haven't been living in these fights. Like, the Phantom Monster just swarms
Radiant's middle tower is
Seal
under
Kit,
attack.
and Hanskin
Dire's
can't really
bottom tower
survive
is
in most of
under
these
attack.
fights.
They go for the tier 2. The Focus Fire, though, plus all the Phantom Monster illusions, allows them to take the tier 2 tower so much faster. And now they're going to go up to hill to the tier 3 NiP, have to defend.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Era's going to be the last one who
Dire's
TP's
bottom
back.
tower is under attack.
This will mean no one brings the tier 3 tower down almost entirely here before NiP can make the initiation.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
They're too late.
Radiant's middle tower is
So
under
2 towers
attack.
for 1.
Winter Ninja also went for a crit instead of going for the blink for the setups.
Radiant's middle
She has the
tower is
Aghanim,
under
or
attack.
the Aegis still. And more importantly, she still has a 7-second BKB, and they can just send her high ground. And I don't know how they're going to kill her twice, because she can just man-fight Era.
Oh, the creeps just spawn. No one had thrown that out. Maybe a half second later, could have gotten the shackle shot. Shuriken lands, but he pops a wind run, just fully committing to the melee racks. On the side, though, NiP are looking for that initiation. Limp as well as Jonas Fan. We're hoping to be able to catch Vega Squadron, but
They've got vision of this coming up.
yeah.
Yeah, Sima's been really on point with his wards. So they see the Storm Spirit middle.
They're peeing him out too. They know. At some point, though, NiP kind of have to take a fight. They can't just allow their racks to be taken out for free. And I know you just made that laugh because you saw the Lena pick up an Ags. She's almost level 3 ult too.
Yeah, that's a big problem, actually.
How many
Yeah,
heroes?
no,
are
Gyro
there?
Gyrocopter's HP.
Yeah, that's actually extremely scary. That's half the Gyro's HP once he gets to 16.
Vacuum missing out. They caught Jonas Fan there. Would have been big.
I just feel like NiP has like all their eggs in one basket. I really haven't felt Limp's Storm presence too much, and it's like Vega just bursts Era, and then they win the
Middle
fight.
tower has fallen.
No one again. The front lines with the run. They're going to be able to pull him back, but he gets out of the static field. Jonas Fan's been waiting here for a long time with his Shadow Blade, but they see where he's at now, and they're going to go for him. Eula's Scepter, starting things off. Light Strike Array does land. Force Stab. No, it actually doesn't hit the stun. He force stabs over to the side, but Pasha's right on top of him. He's going to have to skewer out. Still the illusions chasing him down. Managed to get away thanks to that Shadow Blade. Limp now going for Pasha. Well, no one is able to take out at least one on the side. Winter's Curse holding an Era. BKB activated, but the lifesteal's just not going to be enough. He's going to go down eventually. No one the next target. Both Limp is trying to go for him, but even he's going to fall soon. RP comes out. Jonas Savon locks down Pasha. He needs this kill. Desperately can't even get it. No one's damage is too much to handle. NiP lose 5. And they only have a buyback on 3. It looks like Vega Squadron are injured enough that they may not be able to go for much more than forcing one buyback.
You've got to force the buyback.
Vega Squadron
immediately going to zip in.
Yeah, Limp needs this one. He needs it bad. They forced out that buyback. He immediately goes for the melee rack, dishing everything out he can. He knows he's dead. And they ended up getting that range racks in the bottom lane, actually.
So sad. If he didn't have that buyback penalty, oh man, he would have just gotten like 2,000 gold.
That's what used to make Storm amazing.
Yeah, that's I actually really like that change, because right there he actually would have bought back and made 2,000 gold. Instead he only makes like 900.
He's almost got actually he's not even. Is there an overclock on the courier now?
Under attack.
He's not really that close to his BKB. That's probably pretty troublesome, and I mean, Era just can't survive in these fights. That's probably the biggest issue right now, is that he doesn't have an item like Satanic that's allowing him to stay in these fights. When the Wind Ranger decides he wants him dead, he's pretty much dead. I think
it's just hard because that fight especially, Jonas was the one who got jumped. So he had to go like he almost died basically right at the start. He had to go all the way back to base and reset. And by the time he was fully reset, Era was dead, basically.
They need to lead with that RP anymore. I don't think they can use it really as a counter-initiation tool, just because of the Winter's Curse.
I think it's worth just trying to catch like the Winter Wyvern even.
Oh, free pickoff on Mag, it looks like. Limp jumps in. Desperately needs those Bloodstone charges, so Glimmer Cape allows Mag to live a little bit longer, but he'll go down eventually.
That was smart by them, though. They waited for, they know he grieved to remove the track, so they waited for the secondary track to get all the gold for them.
Oh, nice.
So instead of only getting like 900 gold, they get like 2,000 each. Or 2,000 total.
2,000 each.
2,000 each, that'd be lovely.
Sometimes track feels like that.
Sometimes it does.
Alright, they're gonna go for the tier 2. You know, they gotta just keep on pushing against Vega. Vega Squadron, though, I mean, with the tier 3 down, they can easily just push uphill, even if it is only 4 heroes.
Yeah, Dale is finished on Windrunner.
It's actually NiP. We've got to defend this, but Phantom Lancer is getting huge.
Got a Scotty yet? No. Diffusal, Manta, and an Ultimate Orb.
BKB finished on Storm, but how much will that actually do in these fights?
I just feel like they lack damage. They really do lack damage in the fight. But it's really, I guess, just the Mag not getting the RPs.
Only takes one, though. That's the great thing about the hero. Only takes one RP.
Hanskin built a medallion now, too, so maybe they can even go for a Roche, potentially.
I think they actually have to, because Era can't survive through the burst.
You definitely go Butterfly on Era next, right? No MKBs, plus the Empower gets a lot of benefit out of the agility.
I think you actually finish your Satanic. Yeah,
really? Okay.
Because you need the raw health more than the Butterfly. Okay. Because if you get nuked down by the, Lina, they actually have enough damage to kill you after that. Oh, they have a gem.
Skin. Oh, the Eul Scepter actually interrupts the Shackle Shot, but it doesn't matter. NiP, do they really want to jump in? They actually got close, and that might be close enough for Vega Squadron to get a secondary kill here. Steel Kid's going to be chased.
He's got the gem on
He's kind of stuck. Limp is actually going to go in. RP threatened, but still not being thrown out. They managed to get the Orchid on the Shackled Slayer, but Shackled, Jonas upon vacuumed up. He's just going to fall before he gets anything off. This is disastrous for NiP as they now try and desperately escape away from Pasha. Limp is done for as well. He has to Bloodstone Suicide. Satanic picked up for Era. But he's the only one to escape.
Yeah, they lost another gem there. That could have been their fight too. Like the RP for a second looked good, but then he moves up and gets shackled. Oh, that was disastrous.
And now
Jonas is not really able to find the positions in the fight. It's really difficult.
Aegis now for the Wind Ranger. So she can afford to sit forward and just sack her life for another ranged Rax.
So it all just started going wrong when Era died top. Everything was just a giant snowball disaster after that.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Scotty for the Phantom Lancer finally. There goes that lane of Rax's. 12 more seconds until the Storm Spirit is back up. They do have the glyph, so it looks like they may be able to fight around their tier 3 tower. No one's still positioned so aggressively with that Aegis. He doesn't care. He just wants to be able to get the damage out as soon as possible. Great shackle shot, and they managed to move him back, but still, those illusions just causing so much havoc to NiP. They've lost 2 already. They managed to take out at least the Winter Wyvern. The damage going to work. No one finally going to go down here, and Pasha down to half HP, but Era knows he's in some serious trouble without that BKB. Pops his Satanic, but he can't survive, and there is no buyback for him, so he calls it. NiP will give up game number 1 after what was a pretty damn good start for them.
Radiant victory.
They put so much pressure on that Phantom Lancer, and their safe lane went so well. That was essentially an empty lane. Their supports had like a 3-level advantage on each of the supports for the enemy team, but when it came to it, like 2 fights in a row where they just went a little bit worse than they should have. Onskin, he had perfect positioning the entire time, but wasn't able to get the tracks when they were actually getting kills, and I think that was just enough to seal it for them.